Hello there. I'm Joshua. Welcome back to my channel, Mr. Everything Man. The content is always 100% unedited, unscripted, unrehearsed, and improvised. Um, so, yeah, Lavalamp chats. This is the closest thing that I'll probably get to hosting a podcast by myself. I have the City of Infinity podcast, which I technically host by myself, but have other guests. Um, each episode, this one's just me, always. So, yeah, I don't know. This might be the only episode. It depends how it goes. But right off the bat, I just gotta say, I got the inspiration for this kind of video from another YouTuber by the name of Ephemeral Rift, who I would really recommend. He makes mostly ASMR content with some music, like flute music, some nature-oriented music, nature-oriented videos, some, he's got like Whispering and Rambling by the Fire, I think is one of them, but perhaps most notably, he has his own podcast, which I think is on his website, ephemeralrift.com or something like that. I don't know, there's a link on his YouTube channel, but he has his own podcast called FM Radio, but it's spelled out because, Ephemeral Rift, so it's like Ephemeral Radio. And he hosts it by himself. I don't know how he does it, but it's just him. But he does edit it, I think. You'll see it, like, cut, so I don't really know what the first take's ever like. But so I essentially, like, that's what pretty much inspired me to make a podcast. I shouldn't cough for this. So that initially inspired me to make a podcast, but some of the ones I saw later, like What Say You podcast, H3H3 podcast, Saftacast, from Sundress Publication, like stuff like that, eventually helped what later became my things. Anyway, so this isn't really a podcast so much as it is rambling, really. I think that in an Ephemeral Rift style context. So as far as goals for this series or this video, if it's just a one-off thing, is well, I'm not sure if I'm gonna call it ASMR or not. We'll see. It depends if I think there's enough triggers, tingles, but that's not really my focus. My focus is more on the rambling. But if there's silence, I might start tapping on stuff. But the theme of this is like, the aesthetic here is like relaxing. So, if you want to just chill out, take a break from your day, from your life for a little bit, and just relax. I'm gonna try not to talk about anything too like deep or anything that'll like get your mind going too much. You want this to be kind of it's like a calm environment. But yeah, so maybe something you could fall asleep to. I don't know. It really depends what you're into. But I just kind of, but like you see me next to our real star of the show here. I mean, come on, it's in the title, Lavalamp, who I've yet to name. And sorry, you may realize it's only halfway full. Well, it kind of spilled on the way in over here from the other side of the room. So yeah, that was a whole ordeal. But yeah, I only do this on like cold nights, and I say cold very rare. I'll mostly say cool. But when I say cold, I mean right now, I know in some places, like Alaska, for example, I just use that because it's technically the United States. It's like -50 degrees or something like that. But Here it is, I think it's like 41 degrees or something Fahrenheit. Sorry. For those of you who don't live in the United States watching this, I'm sorry, because the United States is one of the only, if not the only country that still uses Fahrenheit. So, yeah, I don't know, translate that to Celsius, but that's cold to me, because where I live, yeah, I'll tell you what, I live in Florida. I just gave away which of the 50 states, but where I live in Florida, it's pretty much warm. It's subtropical, basically. So 41 degrees is a big deal because our average annual temperature is like 80, really. So, you know, yeah, 41, like that's impressive. Um, but it's well, I have a watch on. Let me see. Oh, actually, I don't. It's charging over there. I'd say it's about 4 a.m. right now. Yeah, I know. It's probably surprised some of you, but yeah. I mean, I'm straight up nocturnal. When these cold fronts come through, because I like being up at night. I mean, it's a clear sky right now. You can see like the stars and stuff. I have both my windows open here, which I think adds to the ambience of it. You occasionally, if a strong gust of wind comes through, you feel it here. You get to hear the distant sounds of cars. There's a highway, there's an interstate like a mile from here, so you're able to hear the cars. Like if I'm just quiet for a few seconds, you probably can. Yeah, well, whatever. There's also some animals out there, a lot of animals. So I don't know, what you're gonna hear. If something just starts being loud, I apologize. But yeah, I'm not the only thing that's nocturnal out here. I may be the only person that's nocturnal because where I live, it's pretty much a go to bed at dusk kind of kind of area. So you know, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I prefer nighttime. I prefer the cold weather. I mean, is cold. Would I want it to be 41 degrees every night? For a few hours, I guess, like as the low. I would say for the high of the day, well, see, that depends because if we're talking about it being sunny, especially with the Florida sun, I mean, we earn our title the Sunshine State for a reason. I mean, the sun's really strong here, so um, if it's sunny, it's gonna feel warm. So even if it's 55 degrees for the high, it's gonna feel like close to 70. So yeah, basically, 41 during the day. Not that it's ever been that, as like since like yeah, ever since I can remember. I don't think the lowest daytime high I think I've ever seen here in my hometown is I think 55, and that's really rare because daytime lows of 70. Like today the high was like 62. Um, and I think the average high for this time of year is like 76 or something, and it's November 28th, and since it's after midnight, it's technically the 29th, I think, of 2018. Um, so yeah, I just gave away the exact date, but I don't know when I'm gonna upload this. Maybe sometime in December. I don't know. Kind of gauge it, but yeah. So I apologize, like I said, if there's prolonged periods of silence in this thing, but who really cares? I mean, you're here to relax. Hopefully you'll fall asleep anyway or be relaxed. I mean, the whole point of this is pretty much just soft spoken. I mean, it's the same kind of tone as Lovecraftian Let's Reads, only it's not reading something. It's just me talking. Hold on, I have to. Sure, it's better. I don't want to get coughing in this. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I wish this was interactive. I really do, because, like, I'm curious. Who are you? How are you doing? What's your life like? How was your day? You know, these are the questions I really want answered. I could pretend to be interactive with you, but I think when it's all over, it'll just make both of us feel more depressed, you know, or more than both if there's multiple of you watching this together. But, um, you know, my channel in general, and I would say especially this video, I don't know why, but I just would, but my channel in general doesn't have a primary demographic. I try to appeal to as wide of an audience as possible, hence the name Mr. Everything Man, hence the like the attempted diversity in the content that I make. Is it's supposed to be, if you don't like some of my videos, you'll like some of the other ones, hopefully, you know. Um, but so you know, I just hopefully I don't know who you are though. I don't know how much you know about the channel here, you know. I don't know if maybe you're someone who's met me in person before, or is planning to soon, or if you're someone who I've been in email communication with, or who has donated through Patreon, or is about to, or has mailed me something, or has about to, or you know, who I met online or something. I don't know. Maybe you're probably, um, and yeah, I know it's gonna sound really depressing when I say it like this, but you're probably someone I don't even know exists. Honestly, I mean, maybe you have a username that's something completely different than your name, and you know, you maybe leave a comment, maybe I reply to it, but I don't know who you actually are at the end of all of that. I would really love to get to know each and every single one of you. And right now the channel's small. I'm gonna be honest. I have less than 100 subscribers right now. Maybe that'll change. You know, I'm not really in it for the money. Though I don't really care about numbers, apart from the fact that I want to try to reach as many people as possible. Try to entertain as many people as possible. Hopefully, bring a smile to as many people's faces as possible. Although it seems recently I've been drifting kind of away from comedy, and don't worry, like it's still, I would always consider this a comedy oriented channel, but it just seems like I've been doing a lot of stuff other than comedy recently, like the nature walks, and the podcast isn't really comedy even. um I guess that's it. I don't know, my mind's just been on nature, I guess, because I don't know, there's just something about, like, I wish I had a fire here. Unfortunately, for a variety of reasons, I can't have an actual fire, and it would require editing to put an artificial fire in the video. So, you know, the lava lamp's the closest I could get. But, and as this video goes on, hopefully it'll get more shapes and stuff. But since it's spilled, I don't know, maybe. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm bundled up here, as you can see. If you see me in person, I'll pretty much never be wearing a jacket or like long pants, unless it's either below 40 degrees, or I'm like visiting somewhere that's not Florida, like in a colder climate. Um, but because I don't know, there's something about it being familiar. Like, I know where I am, like I know my way around. People call me, you know, a human GPS, and the running thing is that if Joshua was in the car, you don't need a GPS. Like, he'll tell you where to go, and you know, because I like to know my way around, and I don't use GPS when I want to go somewhere. When I want to drive somewhere, I will just look up the route to get there, not the GPS route. I'll look at my own route. I'll look up the address of where the place is at, no matter how far away it is, and then I'll just look at what road it's by, what road I'm by, and where roads connect them, and I'll spend like maybe an hour on that and look for potential shortcuts and everything without ever using the, you know, except for a drop pin of where the address is, the starting point and the finishing point. But I'll never like look for it to tell me a route. And so I'll just look that up and I'll be like, all right, now I know where I'm going. And I'll just look for the signs for those roads. I'll create, and after the first time doing that, I'll create mile markers for myself, not markers for myself. Like, I don't know, I'll see something like maybe a particular billboard or a particular building or a tree or a landmark or body of water or something, and I'd be like, from there you're about this many minutes from here, which is the halfway point, or where turn onto this road, or something. I don't know, like, I have that, for example, where I live. It's a common misconception, common stereotype, dare I say, the Floridians, that we pretty much all go to theme parks in Florida, which Florida has an abundance of. I'm probably not helping because I'm one of those people that actually do, but most people I know don't, from around here. So I don't live I don't live in Central Florida. I don't live by where all that stuff is. I'm like 2 to 2.5 hours away from Disney World, Universal Orlando, all that kind of stuff. Like 3 hours from Busch Gardens, 3.5 if the traffic's bad. So yeah, but it's still a day trip. You could still go there, get a decent day in, 6 hour day at the park or whatever, and come back. I'm an annual pass holder of, well, I keep it to one park at a time, one park per year. Right now it's Disney World. Um, so, I have certain mile markers. There's like 3 different routes that I take to get there. Just depending on what I feel like. They're different lengths. One's the express route. One's pretty quick, but it's not a toll. And then the other one's the scenic route, which is much longer. So I'm the kind of person that likes to. So I have lots of, like, markers and stuff for there. I've got like 18 or something. But yeah, I'm the kind of person that likes to take the short way to the destination and the long way back. I don't know. I just feel like when I wake up and during the day and stuff, I'm just more in a fast-paced mode, and I want to get more stuff done. And then, like, at night, or like, later on in the day, or after I've been up for a while, I just kind of like slow down. Not necessarily in a bad way, not necessarily that I'm exhausted or don't care anymore or something, but I just feel more relaxed, I guess. I can't explain it. I just I feel like I appreciate my surroundings more. It's like and it's not necessarily daytime and nighttime. It's more just, the first half of, I say the day, but like, between when I wake up and when I go to sleep, which is drastically different because, like, I'm a college student and sometimes I have class in the morning and have to get up early, and, other times I can sleep in till the afternoon, or whatever. Sometimes I sleep in till dusk. But, yeah, anyway. So, um, so I could always, oh yeah, so nighttime is more relaxing, or, sorry, no, the second half of my day is more, I like to take the short way to places and the long way back. Yeah, um, it's like I want to get to the destination. I'm one of those people. I feel I will rush everybody. Like if I'm going on a road trip, or like a day trip to, a vacation somewhere or something. Like I will rush everybody I'm going with to get out of the house, to get packed, to do all that. Come on, we gotta go, and maybe start off, the trip a little bit panicked or whatever. But basically, once we get away from home, away from my neighborhood, away from local area, I just feel a sense of adventure, even if it's somewhere I'm very familiar with, like going to a park or something. You know, somewhere that I've been a lot of times. It's still a sense of adventure, like we're leaving basically anywhere that's not like biking distance, like, you know, like, yeah. I mean, I so then I don't care anymore. Like in my opinion, the journey is part of it's the experience, just like the destination is. like for a road trip or something, a lot of times I'm even more excited about the drive to or from the place than I am about the actual place I'm going to. You know, I love traveling. I mean, I say road trips because that's what I'm most familiar with. I've never been on a plane, and I've been on a train once or twice, but it wasn't really a fair test. So I've never been on like a real, like, I mean, I've been on boats, yeah, but I haven't been on like a cruise or like a ship from, that actually like transports people from place to place. Um, so really, car is the only, you know, method of long distance transportation I have to go by here. Sorry, my left foot's going like numb a little bit. Yeah, I gotta get down on the floor here just for a little bit. Okay. Oh, my feet are exposed to the chilly air. I mean, it's like 50 degrees in here. I mean, it's 41 outside, and I've had the windows open for a while, and the air is kind of just flooding in. It's like 49, 50 in here probably. So yeah, but yeah, um, but yeah, and then once we leave the house, I don't care anymore because I'm like, this is it. This is part of the destination. This is part of the experience. And so, on the way back, I'm sad on the way back. I don't want to go back home. I don't want it to be over. I want to try to stall and procrastinate as much as possible. Like even if it means like stopping for food or gas or use the bathroom or whatever earlier on the way back while we're still closer to our destination. I don't know. I have a very primitive mind about some things. But I mean, who doesn't, And yeah, I don't want to get too deep or anything. I mean, basically, you just hear me. Yeah. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say anything. All right. Well. All right. Fine. What should I talk about next? Um. Oh, but back to what I was saying. Like I don't know who you are, and that's very. Like I can picture someone being here right now, like in my room. I would love that. I can picture someone being here. Um, like I don't know. It it'd have to be a particular kind of person though, because uh, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people annoy me. Honestly, I would say most people annoy me. And I don't consider myself an angry person in general. I I feel a lot of negative emotions on the inside, but I feel like I'm just as guilty as the person that I'm talking about if I, um, you know, uh, react negatively to them. It's like all you're doing is making the cycle of negativity worse, you know? Like, so it's kind of a losing battle, in my opinion. But, I don't know. I guess maybe that's one of the reasons why I don't like, in general, obviously, there's a significant amount of exceptions. Like, hey, I'm wearing my Rick and Morty shirt right now. But but for the most part, I don't really like things that are popular or trending, and not because they're popular or trending. Most of the time, I find out they're popular after I find out about the thing. But it just because like the pop culture in general, it just doesn't interest me. Like people around me are like, "Oh, did you get to see the CNN thing or like look in the newspaper recently? Did you watch the news?" Like, no, I was kind of like, I don't want to say forced, but like, well, yeah, I was kind of forced to do. Well, that's a strong word to use. I was like that 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 was that that, like, in my childhood, like, in everybody's childhood, really, like, you're kind of forced to take all that stuff in, and it, like, other people's lives, like, become a part of your own. And it's not until you get older, and it's a different age for everybody, I guess, and some people never, that you're like, wait a minute, what do any of these people have anything to do with me, or anything that's ever going to be relevant to my life? You know, like, some of the, I don't like to use the word stupid, but, like, some of the most irrelevant things, I guess, like, not that I would know, because I've never watched more than 10 minutes of this stuff, but, like, TMZ, or, like, E, or Inside Edition, or whatever, these, like, things dedicated to celebrities, it's like, I don't know, I don't see the anything positive in any of that, you know? Like, celebrity culture, pop culture, like, I really don't care. I don't care about having trivia knowledge. I mean, well, some trivia is, kind of cool, but I mean, like, in general, like, game show kind of trivia, like, I don't know. The day that I'm on a game show, I feel I've wasted my life. Like, yeah, for some people it's a great thing, but, like, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to be on GCN or anything. Um, I don't know. I just, like, people. Yeah, but people annoy me. So you'd have to be a specific kind of person, very specific, because you'd have to have, like, I'm not gonna go through a whole checklist here, but I mean, like, you know, I don't know. It's just sometimes it's frustrating to me, like, the people. You know what? I said I wasn't gonna get into anything deep here. I don't want to talk about my philosophy or anything like that. So why don't you find out that first? If you want to know about my lifestyle and beliefs and stuff, then you just contact me directly. Because we're keeping this channel completely neutral. This is for everybody to enjoy. So the moment I say something too opinionated, it eliminates a certain amount of my audience, and I don't want that, because I really care about each and every single one of you, and I'm not going to pick favorites. I'm not going to say the people I have a preference towards are the people that agree with me, on the following statement. I'm not going to do that, because, on the other hand, as much as people annoy me, I also want to um, get to know as many different types of people as possible, and there's I'm not definitely not gonna tell you which one, because I can only imagine what the comment section would be like. But um, there's a certain website there's a certain website that I used to use, like, every night for a few months earlier this year, um, that I met a lot of interesting people on, ranging from, I mean, there's a lot of variety on there, but just in general, I mean, I don't really meet a lot of new people in person. I'm not online a lot. I just mean, like, just for that one thing, that one site, it was like, I felt like, hey, you know what? They're just one skip away, and I got nothing to lose. Like, probably never gonna see them or talk to them again. Like, I don't know. It relieves a certain amount of tension that is present when you're talking to someone in person. You know. But uh, what was I saying? Was all, oh yeah, but I was fascinated, like, a lot of different stories about things, a lot of different perspectives on things. A lot of different, like, lifestyles, beliefs, religions, philosophies, like, a lot of different things. Is like, wow, that's really interesting. I never thought about that. and then it would cause me to do my own research. I'd say like, oh yeah, what was that thing so and so was talking about? And then I'll just look it up, and you probably know how Google is. Like, it's one link after another, after another, after another, and eventually there's like these dozen different branches of a tree that you planted, and like, ugh. I mean, yeah, I learned a lot, so I don't regret any of that. But like, if you don't interact with people, you don't get that. So, by the same point, that's another reason why I'm so desperate to keep all of my viewers, is because no, I want to know all of you. I want to keep all of you here because I'm fascinated. I'm gonna talk to you direct. I'm fascinated by you. Um, you know, my quest, like, I'm trying to learn a little bit of something from everybody that I encounter on this planet during this life. I believe I can learn a little something from everybody. It's not always positive. Sometimes it's just, don't be an idiot. That seems to be the case for a lot of people. And like I said, sometimes people annoy me with maybe how small-minded they are, or how, close-minded they are, or how intolerant, maybe hateful, maybe, I don't know, whatever. But, but yeah, I mean, I'm I'm much more prone to being depressed than I am to being angry. And I'm not saying I suffer with like extreme depression or anything like that. I just mean like, I'm I'm more likely to back out of a fight than I am to start one. Um, at least now, anyway. But so I'm just trying to. Well, I'm sorry. Once it gets to like after 4 a.m., I start to like lose my composure little by little. I mean, I've already been going for over a half hour. That's surprising. I didn't think I was gonna do that. I originally was gonna make this like an ASMR Let's Talk video or something. It was gonna be like mostly just like tapping on stuff, and then like every once in a while there'd be like one sentence per minute or something. Because I didn't think I could, you know, that I'd have this much material to work with. But uh, I mean, I was just hoping I wasn't gonna end up just talking about like the channel this whole time, or something surface level, that you'd expect me to talk about. Because we know why. About like, I don't know, but yeah, like I said, I mean, this was a um like video communicate. Well, it's a video, but I mean, if this was like interactive communication, like, it's one way. Yeah, I know I keep coming back to that, but it's just something that really, I don't know. I feel like if I'm talking this much, I'm giving this much to, like, I don't know. Just the viewer, the listener, the whatever, the receiver absorbing the information, the words that I'm saying, all that is good enough for me. I don't need anything else, but I mean, like, it's just like all this energy on people that are like, that I'm never gonna get to meet, that I'm never gonna get to see, you know. And that's not true for all of you. I mean, maybe I'll run into you at Walmart or the McDonald's or something. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just like getting hypnotized by the sounds coming from my window here. But at the end of the day, uh, at the end of the day, the lesson to learn from this all is like vinegar eels and Frobble's Wizbo, Potato Man, Waffle Making Pet, all that stuff. I mean, really, just don't take life too seriously. Um, a thing that I invented, when when in doubt, just chill out. I'm not sure. It's so like it feels like somebody else said that already, but I don't think so. I can't put a name to it, so I'm just gonna say I made that up. But someone else may. I'm not aware of anyone else who did it, but I would believe that someone else did. Hey, we're finally getting some activity from the Lavalamp here. Yeah, sorry it's not able to grow more. Whatever. This thing's throwing some heat. I'm not cold at all here. Anyway, what was I just saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah, just, you know what? If you're not, everybody's able to smile, okay? So if you say you're not able to smile, that's not, I mean, everybody is entitled to their own happiness. You know what? I'm gonna start talking in second person here. You are entitled to happiness, okay? I'm trying to look right in the camera here. You are, like, what do you want, okay? Let me ask you that question, and just think about it. And if you don't know yet, then pause the video, keep thinking about it until you have an answer, and then resume. What do you want? What are your goals? What do you want from life? What do you expect from life? What do you think you deserve from life? What have you gotten from life? What are you grateful for in your life? What do you regret in your life? Yeah. Oh crap! These are like the most. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a complete 180 from what I said we were gonna do about not getting deep in anything. Whatever. Maybe that was too many questions. I should have just stuck with the first one. Like, what do you want? This is supposed to be like, I'm trying to cultivate some positive energy here. And, like, what do you want? Alright? How do you plan to get it? Now, this is going to keep you awake. Blast it, I'm sorry. Never trust me. Um, yeah. Just because I'm not going to bed now doesn't mean you can't. Well, I might be going to bed. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. Um, but yeah, like vinegar eels and the other four things. I mean, vinegar eels are like. I can imagine someone walked in right now and be like, "Oh, Josh was making a vlog about vinegar eels." I don't know. I mean, what's not about vinegar eels when you think about it? Anything can be about whatever. Perception is reality. Man, it's so hard for me not to get into anything like philosophical or anything. I mean, I could technically, but maybe if it was like right at the beginning, but not this far into it where you're supposed to be like really relaxed by now. What if I did like a guided meditation or something, or like like something like that? Um, well, 38 minutes in, I don't know. That would be its own video, I guess, but alright, let's bust out the ASMR here. Oh, there's some wind. Yeah, I feel that 42-degree air blowing into on my feet. Speaking of which, grab some water here. I drink a lot of water every day. What was the other thing? Oh, well, yeah, so, relaxing. What's relaxing? Besides straight up ASMR, because I don't have my, quote, toolkit, unquote, with me, so. I mean, I'm only gonna get like 4 hours of sleep. I got class in like 6 hours. um, so, what time is it where you are when you're watching this? What are your plans, either for the rest of the day, if you're not going to bed right now, or for tomorrow, if you are? You know, like, oh, really? Why is that? Is that right? Huh. Where is that at? Oh, okay, so that's by the other one? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, what's that like? Huh. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So who's that for? You know what I'm talking about. Yes, yes, that. hmm Well, that is really wow. Yeah, I hope that goes well. I think they will, yeah. Well, no, I can't promise anything, but just judging by what I've heard so far, I think you're on the right track. Left, right? I don't know. It's like a coin flip at this point. Um, well, I can see my breath in here. It's really interesting. What's it like where you are? Like where you live. What's it like there? I want to know. I don't know. You could live a mile away from me, and it could be completely different. If it's a different house, a different atmosphere. A different a lot of things. Oh wow. Oh. Yeah, Lavalamp is creative light solutions. I'm considering making a video like watching me sleep for 8 hours or something. Me sleeping for 8 hours, or like, hey, it. I get a full night's sleep, and you get to. I don't know. I don't know. I did me staring at you for an hour. I feel like there should be something else like that, like or maybe like an audio clip of me breathing for an hour or something. I don't know. I like doing like fiction stuff and role plays and things like that. I mean, hey, I'm working on I want to call it a movie, but I know it's not. Like a short film, but it's not very short. It's like over an hour, so I don't know. It's like I said, I don't want to spill the beans just yet, but you'll know. You'll know when it's close. I'm working on the trailer for it right now. It's really hard with the no editing thing to make it like quality still. Like, oof. But that's taken up most of my time. That's why I haven't been doing a lot of role plays or things recently. Uh, but let's just enjoy the silence. Cause one thing I noticed is people get uncomfortable by silence. People are afraid of silence for some reason. People crave attention, People crave reward, satisfaction, approval from others. It probably goes back to what I was saying earlier, but you know, uh, so that's another test. How does silence make you feel? Alone, rejected, unsatisfied, disapproved, uh, you know, anxious? Does it make you feel relaxed, calm, relieved, de-stressed? What does it do for you? For me, I can't live without silence, really. I mean, I don't think that there's ever a time when I refuse to have silence. I mean, I'll take silence anytime, really. Um, I think it's necessary. I think it will really be beneficial to everybody to have some time that they're just alone with their thoughts, And whatever that may be for you, if it's meditation or some kind of spiritual practice or religious practice. I'm not gonna get into the kind of stuff I do that, trust me, that's like, it takes so many hours. But like, I think it's necessary for everyone. Like, whatever you want to do. I mean, that means different things for different people. And I almost just said something that would, never mind. Um, but just like silence is the first step. If you're uncomfortable by silence, you need to make yourself be able to be, alright with it, content with it. Wow, I'm just realizing this makes like half my face, like, disappear. It's really fascinating. I have to pay attention to that when I watch this back. Sorry for not looking at the camera a lot of times. Like, looking at how weird I look. I'm like in such a weird position right now. Like, I don't know. It's like giving me a headache a little bit. I should get back to how I was, but like, I say I don't know, and like quite a bit. Um, I don't know where the like came from. I guess that's just from 21st century this, which I'm not going to state my opinion on right now. But like, it's like I don't know. It's a classic sense of mine. Um, what is this I'm trying to do? Alright, Alright, we're getting close to the end here. So yeah, laugh. Laugh. Laugh a lot. Like, I think comedy is such an important genre. I would say the most important would probably be horror. Second most important would probably be comedy. We need comedy. I'll talk about horror later, probably, but we need comedy, uh, because we need fiction. We need fantasy. We need an escape from the limitations of this life, of this world. We need something immersive. And as far as comedy, I think laughter really is one of the best medicines, believe it or not. I am 100% on board with that. It does wonders. Just a positive attitude in general, whatever that may be for you. A positive attitude doesn't have to mean being content with your life. In fact, it almost never does. Having a positive attitude doesn't. I mean, you'll probably find out a lot of stuff doesn't mean what you think it means, but that's a discussion for another time. But you know, the uh, the eels. That's my go-to when I forget what I was saying. Um, when you're just thinking about things, it's really like you gotta. Oh, comedy, yeah. Um, gotta put like cue cards here for myself or something. But yeah, it's like, yeah, laughter is the best medicine. It's like relieving pain, and not just on an outside level, but I think it really does help. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you believe in spirit or the soul or whatever. If you don't, that's fine. I don't care. Like I said, I want to talk to as many people as possible. You know, like I'll be anybody's friend. I really don't care. But like, as far as how close, well, that, like I said, there's a lot of criteria. But I'll be anyone's friend. I don't care. Um, but anyway, there really is a connection with comedy and like cleansing and like the relaxation. I think like if you can you should make it your goal to fall asleep smiling. Like if you can if you can. Sorry. All right, now I am getting tired. Um, yeah, sorry. Ooh, excuse me. I'm a weird person, and I am all right with that. In fact, I'm happy. Uh, Glad to be weird. Because being normal is so overrated, and being normal is so overdone at this point. Everybody's doing it. That's why it's called normal. Why? Why do that when you can do something unique that only you can do? So make something of your life. Go do something. I'm not gonna give you any cliche messages like you could do anything you want to, follow your dreams, the sky's the limit, whatever. I'm not gonna tell you all that, but I think there's a lot at play that the average person can't really comprehend. Um, but anyway, all right. Uh, uh, it's many more Lavalamp chats. May we never run out of conversation topics that are sleep friendly, relaxation friendly. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go prepare for a never mind, you know, I gotta I don't know, I gotta get up in like what, 3.5 hours now. I could just stay up, honestly. Like at this point, if I go to sleep, I'm just gonna feel even more tired when I get up. Yeah, whatever. It's gonna get light out soon anyway, so. Alright, well, see you real soon. Well, I won't see you. You'll see me real soon, hopefully. Unless you, like, go on strike from watching my videos or something. Um, but, you know, I look forward to maybe meeting you one day or something. I don't know. Yeah, alright. Yeah, good night.